Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
No debate, cause it's all. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth.
Love to see this team add another receiver, whether that's trade or free agency.
That's okay. Pittsburgh's the AARP retirement home.
There's a bunt record. That person's never going to have to worry about that thing ever getting broken.
I hate analytics. I think it's ruined the game I grew up loving.
I will do unspeakable things for the Giants to win this rule.
Oh, pause. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in Korner Podcast. It's Tuesday. National championship is in the books. Congrats to the Hoosiers on their very first national title. Congrats to Fernando Mendoza for completing a Cinderella season, if there ever was one. Heisman winner, number one team in the country, upsets Ohio State, defending champs, railroad through the playoff, wins a thriller against Miami. So, all credit due. Congratulations to the Hoosiers. I still can't stand your head coach, but, you guys played well. Good team. Just as good as advertised. So, congrats. For those who took Miami to cover, congrats to y'all, too. They lost by 6. So, still covered. So, good job there. To the Indiana player who got punched by Mark Fletcher, you deserved it. You want to talk about a guy's dead father, I'd smack you too. So, yeah. But other than that, Miami played a hell of a game. This is one of those instances where Miami definitely lost the game, and Indiana just played mistake-free football. You take away the blocked punt and Ruben Baines offsides, and Miami wins this game by a touchdown and a field goal probably. So, unfortunately, this is the way it goes. I kind of very quiet today. Most chats, social media, whatever. But yeah, sucks how it ended. But Miami put up a hell of a fight. It was a great season. We're playing our house money, basically. Nobody expected us to even make the playoff, much less win 3 games. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but Miami played well. And you can't get on Carson Beck. He tried to make a play. Yeah, the ball's a little underthrown, but it was the right read. Tack him vertical with Marion. They've basically been playing up in the box all game. So, all that being said, congrats to Indiana. Joining me now is my co-host, Mr. Matt Ordazzo. Matthew, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. It was a great game last night. I know Miami didn't win, but there's a lot to keep your head high on. I was like, not everybody really expected them to, I think, do the damage that they did this season. They weren't supposed to be in the national playoffs, but they were put in. They showed why they should have been in. They gave Indiana their toughest competition of the playoffs yet. They kept that game within 6. There's a little over 340 total yards of offense from Miami. They gave Indiana a hell of a run. Like I said, that was the toughest performance they probably had to play against that game. The defenses are legit on both sides. Ruben Baines is going to look amazing wearing number 4 in Jets green, hopefully come April. But it was just a great defensive game by both teams. Kurt Cignetti is an interesting looking guy. Just his eyes are, it just gives me Adam Gase vibes, except the fact that he can actually win a game. But yeah, no, like you were saying, I don't like that last play of Carson Beck. I thought that was a good read. He had the guy, the receiver had a few steps on the corner, just a little underthrown. I think if he just threw it a little more over the top, he could have caught the guy in stride, at least gotten the ball within the 5 or the 10. But it was just a good performance by both sides. Great game. Unfortunately, it didn't go the way that we were all, hoping that it would go in Miami's direction. But yeah, just the defenses are legit. Like I said, elite defenses on both sides. Can't wait to see Ruben Bain wearing number 4 for the Jets.
I'm okay with that. Max Loeb had him going to the Cowboys. I said, please, God, no. Don't ruin the man's career before it starts.
No, I like, the Jets take him at 2. Maybe you take a receiver at 16 or whatever the case may be, Mekhi Lemon. That solves 2 problems right there. You need help with the pass rush. You also need help with the receiving. So I think this is going to be a year where we build up the roster and we address the quarterback either later on or whatever the case may be. But Reuben Bain will look great on any defensive line, except the Giants. They don't need him. And we don't want him there because that's going to affect Jared. So we will take him on the opposite side of the field where he is not a threat to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Only every 4 years. Little breaking news with the Hall of Fame committee. It looks like Carlos Beltran and Andruw Jones are going to be headed to Canton.
You mean Cooperstown?
Oh, damn it. See, football.
Yeah.
Football's still in the mind. Like Jared said, we have 3 games left. Baseball's a little early. But yeah, they're going to be heading up to upstate New York for the rest of their lives. I mean, I guess, would you rather upstate New York or Ohio?
New York, Ohio is just depressing, man. Whoever, I'm just like, if there's one team, like if I was in the NFL, if I got a chance to be in the NFL, and if I was drafted, if I'm going to be in the draft, of course, I just wouldn't want to be drafted by Cleveland. It's just too depressing.
There's like 4 cities I wouldn't want to go to. Minnesota, Cleveland, Cincy, and probably Detroit.
I throw Orville.
Oh, and Green Bay. Yeah.
When we stayed in Orville, it was what I expected. Amish and wheat mills and country. And I mean, hey, I'm not that. I mean, I know Jared's country. I don't know if you're that country. But
that's Midwestern country. I like closer to down south kind of country. Or Texas kind of country.
That'd be nice. Yeah, no, not Ohio. I mean, great bar food. But yeah, that's about it.
I gotcha. Yeah, you know what? Good for Andrew. I obviously love for Andruw Jones, one of the best defensive center fielders I've ever seen. Carlos Beltran, arguably the greatest switch hitting, one of the greatest switch hitters ever to walk the earth. Would have loved to see A-Rod get some nods for me. You can't tell the story of baseball without A-Rod, Bonds, Sosa, McGuire, but let these baseball writers keep ruining the game. Almost as bad as the Dodgers.
I'm not trying to be biased in this. Obviously, I love A-Rod. He was with the Yankees for 10 plus years. I love A-Rod. I think he should be he's a Hall of Famer for sure. But I feel like it should be a little different for him because he's the only guy that has publicly admitted that he lied and that he messed up and that he's taken steps to try and kind of, not clear his name in a little bit, but to just kind of make himself seem a little better in the eyes of the public with the MLB. He's working with Fox now. The whole documentary was actually really good that I watched on him recently, but I mean, he's taking complete ownership and he doesn't dodge it. He's like, I did this. I messed up. This is why I did it. I thought I was invincible. I wasn't. And, he's just accepted it. He's opened up to it. He's owned it. And I think that's a big thing for a man to do is to admit that I messed up. This is exactly what I did. And I wish I never did it, but I did. So he seems like he's turned over a new leaf, which is more than I think a lot of the guys that have still denied steroids has done. So I thought maybe there would have been a little more nods for him, maybe next year. But eventually I think they're going to wind up having some sort of, special wing in the Hall of Fame because it's just, how do you not have the career leading home run leader in the Hall of Fame? How do you not have Alex Rodriguez, who is one of the greatest baseball players of all time, to not be in the Hall of Fame? Same with the greatest power hitters like Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. In a time where baseball was kind of, not on the outs, but it wasn't as hot as it has been or in the past. And, the steroid era really helped boosted it back into, a prominent picture.
Yeah, no, it's kind of, it just feels wrong to me. Is that like, that's the way I look at it. Like I look at it from baseball from a perspective of like my childhood. I grew up with these guys. They were some of the best hitters and pitchers in baseball, but yet we're supposed to ignore like they didn't happen. Oh, they cheat. Did they really? Because they still have to hit the ball. They still have to throw the ball. And in reality, it made the sport better, and every player had access to this stuff. Is it real? Listen, you could say it's cheating from a purity perspective, but then fine, give back every dollar that was made during those games from those players.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people. I mean, look at Robinson Cano. He got busted for it the last handful of years of his career. Was he necessarily was he having insane statistical years, the years that he was taking the steroids? I don't think so. I mean, when he got dinged with the Mets, he definitely wasn't. So it doesn't always affect everybody in a positive way. I don't know if people think just because you take a steroid, you're going to become a 50 home run hitter. It's not exactly the case. You got football players that have gotten busted for, performance enhancers or whatever the case may be, and then they still had a mediocre season. So I think, I don't know. I think there's players, because it's not like A-Rod did it his whole career. And the same for the rest of the guys. I mean, I don't think Bonds was doing it every single year of his career. He was definitely a little twig when he was with Pittsburgh Pirates, but he was still a great hitter that was getting on base. But
he was gonna probably be a 500 career home run hitter at least, plus a 300 batting average.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this, you could disagree with what they did, but their performance, no matter what was the reason for it, whether it was their own skilled talent, which I think mostly it was their skilled talent. I think a little bit obviously helped with the extra boost, but I mean, they revolutionized the game of baseball. I mean,
yeah,
it was getting taken over by the NFL, and now here we are. I mean, it's still not the most prominent sport right now, but to me, it's bigger than hockey. I think it's bigger than basketball.
It's either surpassed or caught basketball. Basketball honestly had us back during like the pre-Curry and LeBron, the LeBron Curry days.
Oh yeah, dude. Shaq, Kobe, young LeBron, like McGrady, Iverson. That was a great era.
Yeah,
Carter,
yeah.
Insanity.
Yeah, dude, like the biggest thing was like American sports are in a weird spot. Baseball, if they just took away the uppityness, they'd be America's second sport. They would. Pro football, nobody's ever going to catch pro ball.
No.
Pro football could be in a lockout for half a season and still be number one.
Yeah. Yeah, easily.
College football is number two, but it's number two to half the population. Because half the population doesn't even watch college ball. Most people just kind of like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, cool. College ball, cool. But like in terms of pro sports, baseball has been number two because the NBA has found ways to just screw it up since, rest in peace to David Stern. Adam Silver was handed a Lamborghini and has crashed it multiple times. And baseball has an opportunity to blow so far past the NBA that they can comfortably sit there. But now with the looming lockout and with the stupid Hall of Fame writers and the lack of superstar promotion, and they wonder why they still haven't gotten up. And it's sad because it's a great sport. They had the stupid thing with the sabermetrics. They got around it. Guys are starting to play the game more effectively and faster again. It's, but whatever. Honestly, at this point, it's just baseball being baseball. But
yeah, and I'm still waiting. Baseball. Still waiting on Cody Bellinger to make a freaking decision.
Cody Bellinger to the Diamondbacks.
Well, somebody said a CBS analyst, I forgot, Jeff Snowden, or I forgot the guy's name. He used to be a general manager or whatever, but he said that he thinks that this Bellinger news could come shortly. This was in the morning. It has not come yet. I don't know. I heard from Bob Nightingale the Yankees' latest offer is 5 years, $160 million, multiple opt-outs, no deferrals. I think that's a great deal considering Tucker got 4. I think it's a great deal for him to take. If he has a great season or two, he can opt out and get more money. If he doesn't perform well, he can opt in and just keep collecting $30-something million a year. But they said the Yankees and the Mets are the top suitors. Toronto's unlikely. And then I guess everybody's keeping eyes on Austin Hayes if Bellinger signs with whoever he signs.
So, you know what the biggest things about it is, like, I have a weird feeling with Bellinger. It's going to be very similar to Chris Bryant with the Rockies, or if you want to go back even farther with Bryce Harper and Machado a few years ago, where they wait to almost the end of the offseason to sign, or Montgomery with Arizona, where it's going to be like, okay, like spring training started. You gonna play or what?
Yeah,
So it's kind of becoming this weird thing. Like I feel like baseball should instill like free agency, like at least should like almost be encouraged to be over by February 25th when pitchers and catchers report.
Yeah, no, I agree because yeah, it's you have people come in and February immediately running into spring training. Got no time to really, I don't know. I just like the deals to be done as soon as possible so you can talk to your teammates, you can get in there, you can create relationships, you can mesh with the bullpen or the club, and just kind of get off early. But Bellinger was with the Yankees all of last year, doesn't really need to do that, so it's okay if it goes to February. But I think they're waiting on a decision from him for their next steps, whether that's Austin Hayes, whether it's Stephen Kwan. I think if they sign Bellinger, I think they're going to go get a pitcher. I think if they don't sign Bellinger, they're going to have to pivot towards another outfielder like Kwan, and then they'll have to figure out a pitcher after that. They still need bullpen. There's a lot of things that this team needs, but we really need Bellinger to make a damn decision at this point.
Yeah. Where does Zach Gallen go? There's a few other players in the market.
Yeah. That'd be funny if he wound up just going to the Cubs anyways, even though it was reported months ago that's where he was going, and they just didn't go.
I don't think he – honestly, he even talked about it. He'd love to come back to Arizona. The problem is him and Arizona are millions of dollars apart because, unfortunately, his career peaked in Game 3 of the World Series when he had a no-hitter through 8 innings. Or was it Game 4? Whatever it was. Or 7 innings. When he literally had them it was 0-0 going to the 8th inning before the Dodgers pulled the Rangers pulled away. So I feel like I would listen, give me back 2023 Zach Gallen. I'll take that all day. You kidding me? He was unhittable. That knuckle curve was out of control. But, I haven't seen that in a while. But we talked enough baseball today. A lot of football to talk about. So we have our championship game set, but we're going to cover what happened this weekend. We already talked about Miami and Indiana. I don't want to beat a dead drum because, honestly, God bless my lady because she sat there with me from kickoff to ending. My parents were there watching. People there. And she sat there with me, arm around me, trying to make sure I was okay from the second to the end. And I was. And, it sucked. It sucks Miami loses. And we'll be back next year. Also, Duke suing over their NIL deal. Yeah, let's sue the kid who wants to leave. That'll make him play for us. Honestly, if I'm that kid, I'm sitting out a season. Mike Williams, the damn thing. All right, moving on. Great bunch of games this weekend. First off, holy cow. So I want to start off by saying Josh Allen is falling down my quarterback rankings like a lead balloon. I have him 4 right now. I have him 5 behind Burrow right now. I've reinstituted my hierarchy of quarterback rankings for the NFL season. So as of today, Jared's ranking the quarterback. These are gospel. 1 is Mr. Mahomes, still the standard until he's dethroned. 2 is Mr. Wait for it, Lamar Jackson. The more I see Josh Allen mess up, the more I realize it's not Lamar's fault why the Ravens keep getting knocked out. Number 3, it's Mr. Jalen Hurts. He is the opposite of Josh Allen. Him and Lamar get blamed for everything when all they do is win. All they do is put the team in the positions to win. Jalen Hurts also has had 11 different coordinators in 11 years or 12 years. So, yeah, just saying. 4 is Mr. Joe Burrow. I am very critical of Mr. Burrow because I think he does sometimes wilt against bigger defenses, better defenses, but he's played pretty well over his career. He's proven he is a proven thrower of the football who's effective. I will throw him a 4. 5 is Josh Allen. Jared, he just won the MVP last year. Yeah, it was Saquon's MVP. They didn't give it. They gave it to him last year because the year before when he put up a ridiculous number, they gave it to Lamar when it wasn't Lamar's MVP because Lamar should have went the year before. Whatever. It's a whole cause and effect. Lamar is better than Josh Allen right now because Josh Allen runs the football like a loaf of bread. Lamar doesn't. Josh Allen throws the ball into double coverage and it's lack of receivers. Lamar's best receiver, honestly, Zay Flowers. I guess he's number 1 on Buffalo, but not by much. Bateman, Andrews? Like Andrews isn't the best tight end on Buffalo. It's Kincaid. So, and I'm sorry, James Cook had a better season than Derrick Henry. You could blame that on play calling from John Harbaugh, but whatever. It's in reality, Josh Allen is on the hook for this loss. The fact that Bo Nix broke his ankle means it's fate New England's going back to the Super Bowl. If New England doesn't go back to the Super Bowl, this is going to be terrifying. But watch, Jarrett Stidham somehow plays efficient enough football to keep this game close because that Bills defense is legit. Broncos defense is legit. Matty, what are your thoughts?
Well, I have many thoughts about the Patriots and how they've had one of the easiest schedules in the NFL this season. They had a cupcake walk to the playoffs. Justin Herbert with no offensive line. CJ Stroud just wasting one of the best defenses in the league, and also no Nico Collins. And now we have New England Patriots playing the Denver Broncos in Denver without Bo Nix. It's just icing on the cake of just how many more shots could I take as a Jets fan? But anyways, this game, now normally we're not really talking about, Josh Allen being the reason why they're not in the playoffs, or, Josh Allen is blew it or choked or this and that. Usually it's the defense or some sort of receiver dropping or fumbling the ball as a whole, or the kicker. It's really never Josh Allen. He relatively plays very well in the playoffs. So it's always, Josh Allen needs help. When's he going to get over the hump? When are they going to do this for him? This game, now, despite the fact that they only lost by 3 and they did take the game to overtime, he had 5 turnovers, 3 fumbles, 2 of them were recovered. I believe 1 they regained, and they had 2 interceptions. I mean, you got 3 fumbles and 2 interceptions. You're not going to win that game. It's crazy that they even kept it as close as they did. Bo Nix had a turnover himself, but he played great. 26 of 46, 279 yards, 3 touchdowns. Really no run game, but they still got the job done. So I was talking about it before the season started, if McDermott was going to get canned once they lost in the playoffs, because I knew they weren't going to go to the Super Bowl, because it's just every year it seems like Buffalo just chokes. And this is just the year of no excuses. No Burrow, no Mahomes, no Lamar. So I think it's good that they moved on from McDermott. I don't think he's a bad coach. I think he's a good coach from September to, January 1st. But it was like the Ravens. It was time for a change. He's been there long enough. 7 playoff exits, 2 in the championship, 4 in the divisional, 1 in the wild card. At some point, something else has to be done, because as good as a coach that he can be in the regular season, he can get you 12, 13 wins. He's just not getting the job done in January.
My biggest issue is that McDermott is kind of embodied this kind of fake tough guy mantra for the Bills. And I was talking to my uncle about this on yesterday. And I said, listen, it's made the Bills not fun anymore. Where the Bills back when 2-3 years ago, when Josh Allen was fighting for his life against the Chiefs, I was like, yeah, go Bills. Let's do this. I would love to see Bills Eagles. But this year they've become so maybe whether it was them pushing so hard for the tush push to be banned after they use it more than we do, or we as in the Eagles, or the way McDermott would be complaining about calls all the time, and the fact that their team kind of plays a little chippy and they get away with a lot. But in reality, they weren't that talented. The problem is that I don't know if Brandon Beane's the right GM for them, but they're stuck with him now still. I do think it will be – I think they will win the AFC East next year. I think that them and New England are going to be going back and forth for a few years now. I think the Dolphins are a lost cause. I think that the Jets are on the come up, but I think they need to maybe go get a guy like my boy Carson Beck, let him kind of sit behind Tyrod or whoever the hell the guy's the starter, and keep building that roster out like Rex Ryan did. My biggest issue is with the Bills. One, they don't have a number 1 receiver. You cannot tell me Shakir or Coleman are number 1 receivers, or Brandon Cooks. I didn't even know Brandon Cooks was still in the league. So, I love their 2 tight end sets. I think it's a great. James Cook is a top 10 running back in this league, possibly top 5, and he's played like it this year. Led the league in damn rushing. Okay, build off that. Get a better secondary. I'm sorry, Tre'Davious White is a pass interference merchant. It's whether or not, it's not if he's going to commit the penalty, it's if he gets caught. That's really what it's turning into. On tape, it's a nightmare to watch. The Bills need to fix a lot of things. I think it starts there. If there's guys on 1-year deals like maybe an Isaiah Rodgers, or go get an Adoree Jackson, who honestly had a great second half of the year in Philadelphia. Do that. Go get guys who can ramp down in the secondary who are a little younger.
Yeah, defense needs a whole. Bills need a whole defensive makeover, and they need more help with the pass rush because it's really just Greg Rousseau and Ed Oliver on that line right there, Epinesa. But they need some help with the pass rush. They also need secondary bad. They need some corners. Hairston and Travius White aren't going to be able to do it themselves. They need some help in that secondary, both in the safety and corner position. Like I said, pass rush. That defense it used to be, a top unit just a few years ago. I think
they're stuck in the past. That's the issue. They drafted great a couple years ago, but they've never revamped it. It's kind of been like they're still clinging to the security of 2019, 2020, 2021.
Yeah. And while I still stand on the fact that I agree that it was the right move to get rid of McDermott, I think they also should have cleared house completely, because Brandon Beane is almost like just depleting Josh Allen every year for the last handful of years. And it just kind of feels like they're just testing him to see if he's the real deal. Like, oh, you've got the real guy. Like, you don't need to go
top 5 quarterback in this league. Like, why? I agree with you completely on this, by the way.
He went from having a very solid receiver core of, I think it was Shakir, Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs. He had James Cook in the backfield, the 2 tight ends. Like, that was a great offense, and they had a good defense. And then 1 year they got rid of Miller. They got rid of both Hyde and Porter, and they got rid of half of the corner position. They got rid of Diggs and Gabe Davis. They got rid of everybody. And then this year they didn't address offense at all.
Mm-hmm.
And they lost. They didn't really. They got like a linebacker or 2, I think, in the draft. But it's just Brandon Beane, I don't think, has done a good job these last couple of years. I think he's depleted the roster rather than helping them out. And the fact that they still had double-digit wins is but they all should have went. He shouldn't have been promoted. He should have been let go.
There's a lot of more minuses than pluses with Brandon Beane. But also, in terms of the Broncos, man, like, you got to be happy with what you got, but it sucks that Bo Nix is out.
Yeah, dude, I don't, I'm conspiracy here. I don't think that happened during the game.
What? Oh, you think it happened earlier in the week?
No. I think something might have happened afterwards, because that guy was fine at the post-game presser.
Oh, you think he slipped or something in the parking lot?
I think they were celebrating, or they were in the locker room and maybe he fell and they were, celebrating. Because listen, he did not look hurt during that game at the end.
He looked like he was in pain, but maybe he sort of hurt it, but
I don't know. He looked okay. I saw him walking around talking to people. He looked all right. I don't know. Hey, it could definitely have happened in the game, but I wouldn't be surprised if it came out that it was heading into the tunnel, going into the locker room, something. Because I was shocked when I got the notification like 10 minutes after the game.
Yeah, no, and the biggest thing is Ghost makes his first appearance in a few weeks. Dude, your claws are like, what? Will you chill the hell out? Holy hell! Whew. Sorry about the interruption, folks. I had a white furball crawling up me, and then he decided he was going to make himself known. Yeah, the whole thing is sketchy. You watch the video; it doesn't even look like he got hurt. It looks like maybe he got his ankle rolled up on. Maybe that was just maybe it's such a minor fracture. I'm not sure. This is a weird coincidence. Either way, this Broncos defense has basically got to work overtime because Stidham's not a great quarterback. We need Ben DiNucci.
Yeah, I think I could be wrong. I thought I saw somewhere that Stidham's last start might have been I think he had 300 and something yards, 3 touchdowns. He had a couple interceptions. He could sling the ball. He could move around.
He beat out Bo Nix for the starting job at Auburn, or at least he was the incumbent when Bo Nix came in. But
yeah,
belt to ass, belt to ass, belt to ass. I'm gonna quote my man, depressed Dallas Cowboys fan. I dressed nice for my ops funeral. God, this felt good watching. Cause I hate using the word hate because it doesn't convey things, but in the right way. But I hate the 49ers almost as much as I hate the Dallas Cowboys. And I said this to my girl yesterday. There's only one team that makes Cowboys, and no, it was actually to her dad. There's only one team that makes the Eagles and the Cowboys unite in hatred. It's not the Giants, the Commanders. It's the freaking 49ers. Like, the hatred our two teams have for this roster and their fan base and their manager and everybody. Watching them get absolutely holy roll smoked by the Seahawks was poetry and justice in one shot. The Niners needed a bunch of bullshit calls and Kevin Patullo being a functioning moron to beat us. And then the Seahawks ran them off the field. Seattle, congrats. Sam Darnold, you played a gutsy game. I love it. I'm with it. And by the way, Kenneth Walker is still a top 10 running back talent-wise in this league, and he's got to be used like it. I'm sorry. Like, the game he played, dude, nobody on the Niners defense could tackle him. It was phenomenal to watch. That was running back poetry. So, congrats to the Seahawks. The Rams got their hands full come up this week.
Yeah, I don't got much to say on this game other than, 41-7. I forgot Sam Darnold had an oblique injury. I completely forgot. He looked great. The Niners looked really bad. We obviously had the Seahawks to win. I thought the Niners were going to make it a little closer. But yeah, no, they showed no fight. The Seahawks just trampled over them. So this will be fun, Seahawks and Rams.
The biggest thing, and we're gonna leave it at this, is that there was no weakness to their game. There was nothing missing. It was a straight ass whooping from start to finish. They put Mac Jones in. We saw Mac Jones play out football, and I loved it. I feel bad for the Niners because of their injuries, but that's about where the sympathy ends. Like, I feel bad for the players who got hurt, except for Fred Warner because, he had to say some stupid stuff while he was tweeting. Like, bro, how about you focus on getting healthy? Because you ain't playing the rest of the season, Bubba. Yeah. Congrats to Seattle. Very good chance for NFC champs, dude. I would love. So everyone's asking me who I'm rooting for in the playoffs right now, and it's because of my girl, because of her family. I am rooting for the Patriots. That's her team. That's her family's team. I will be rooting for them because whoever came out of that Pats Texans game was going to be the team I rooted for in the playoffs the rest of the way. Then behind them is Seattle, and then it's 30 feet of crap. Then it's the Broncos. Then another 30 feet of crap, and it's that weenie Sean McVay. Patriots, Texans. Now listen, Drake May's got to chill on the turnovers. I get it. The Texans have the best defense in football. And they played good enough to win. But dude, like CJ Stroud, ever since they've been sharing that photo, like ever since he said that little hey, start sliding, bro, stop taking hits. Like ever since he said that to Caleb Williams, Caleb's numbers have skyrocketed and CJ's have dropped off the map. Dude, somebody save CJ Stroud, bro. Like that's crazy. I don't know what, or maybe it's because I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff about CJ, man. Get him away from them all white parties, all that stuff. Just get him away. Get him back to being like the aw shucks kid who, talked about God and Jesus in every interview like a good Christian boy should, and get him away from all the whatever he's doing. So, but this was bad for the Texans offense. Texans defense was great, but they just couldn't hang on because New England can score points. Diggs, Booty played great. Ramondre Stevenson, holy cow, man, just played great. Henderson was good too. Drake May handled business. He may have the dumbest nickname in pro football right now. Drake, May. But I have a feeling we're looking at a New England Seattle Super Bowl rematch of 2014.
Who would have thought Sam Darnold would be facing the Patriots in the Super Bowl? Who would have thought that would have been
that in your bingo card? Any thoughts on this, Matt? I'm curious what you thought of the Patriots because in reality, they made the best of bad weather and a good defense, a good opposing defense, and they scored 28 points still. I think it's got to count for something. At least the offense scored 21, I think.
Drake May had a handful of turnovers, whether they were fumbles or interceptions. I think that shows that if you got a good defense, you can rattle the offense of the Patriots, especially Drake May being a second-year rookie. He's not a veteran and like that. So, I mean, maybe it's a little easier to get into the minds or rattle the head of somebody like that young. But I think if the Texans defense held them to what they held them for. Now, listen, let's call it how it was. The Texans would have won this game if CJ Stroud didn't have 4 interceptions. I don't know what the man was doing. He completed under 50% of his passes. He went 20 for 47, 4 interceptions. I mean, I don't know if it was just me, but I'm watching CJ Stroud, and he drops back, and that pocket is collapsing. And instead of kind of evade the pocket and just trying to scramble out to see what's out there, he runs straight right into the big defensive tackles. And then as soon as he is shoulder to shoulder, he decides to put his hand up to throw the ball. And I'm like, we thought Bobby Slowick was a problem, so they got rid of him. And now he looks just as bad with a new offensive coordinator this year. So I don't know, man. I'm thinking it's starting to be Stroud. This is 2 back-to-back really bad years off an amazing rookie year. I mean, they're still 12-5 because of that defense. I mean, all you need is somebody. You could have Jarrett Stidham back there. They probably would have won that game with that defense. We'll see how they do this week. Mm-hmm. But I think the Broncos defense is going to cause a lot of disruption with the Patriots. If, like I said, it may have those turnovers with the Texans. I think he'll have the same ones with the Broncos. We'll talk about that on Thursday. But, yeah, man, I don't know. We might be seeing – I don't know. I give CJ Stroud one more year. Give him his 4th year. You know, I don't know if I'm
Does
really –
he need to change his scenery?
Right. That's what I'm saying. You give him the 4th year. If he's still playing like this, I think you just got to explore – you either got to let him walk, you want to trade him, whatever the case is, but maybe a change of scenery helps him out. But
dude, get him up to Vegas. I'm not Vegas. Get him up to I don't know, name a team that needs a quarterback. Get him up to the Jets. You know, you're like, oh, why would it work in the Jets? I mean, dude's already battle hardened. He's not gonna really what more could the Jets do that Texans O-line hasn't done to him?
Well, a lot, probably.
But the thing is, like, hey, maybe he has an okay year next year and the Texans decide to move on. He signs with New York, because New York doesn't have a starting quarterback, goes behind a rebuilt roster.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's the New York Jets. I am not opposed to really whoever they're going to wind up bringing in. If they want to trade for CJ Stroud to give it a shot, play his 4th year out, pick up his 5th year, whatever the case may be. I mean, whoever we pick up will be the best quarterback we've had since Chad Pennington. So it doesn't really matter who it winds up being. But CJ Stroud might need to change scenery if this does not work out.
Yeah, I got you. All right. Congrats to the Pats. I'm moving on. Last game. This game was crazy because I kept checking the scores. I wasn't available to watch the first half, but I got to watch OT. Dude, I'm kind of annoyed the Rams couldn't cover, but at the same time, dude, the Bears had it, man. They had multiple opportunities to win this game, and they just couldn't put it away. Say what you want. The Rams run game and that defense experience, it was going to come through. The worst part to this to me is Matthew Stafford played okay enough not to lose the MVP to Drake May. Drake May had too many turnovers, and I think Stafford separated himself enough. I think Stafford's the MVP. I think we can honestly say that, right?
I agree.
Why? Who do you have, Nate? Who's the MVP?
Jameis Winston.
Back in the box.
Okay.
I'm just kidding, buddy. I'm just kidding. Just who in reality, who's your real MVP?
No, I mean, I
love the Drake May story, but the turnovers, like in the play, they didn't win because of him last weekend. It was that run game and that defense that is what won them the game.
No, 100%. But I'm forgive me for asking a stupid question, but isn't MVP based on regular season, not postseason?
I think postseason should affect if it's close. So right now, it's as close. This is the closest MVP race I've seen in years because Stafford has played phenomenal. May has a better record, but Stafford had to play with more injuries and he was unconsciously good. Like Stafford's having this end of career resurgence. We thought he was retiring this offseason, and he's got at least. And I mean, listen, he's going to unfortunately. I think Drake May might win the MVP because he only has to just not turn the ball over against Denver, maybe throw a touchdown and run for one. Because Stafford's running into a buzzsaw in Seattle.
Yes, 100%.
I don't care how many times you play them during the regular season. Witherspoon, my boy Josh Jobe, and them boys, they don't F around. That defense is disgusting. Like I literally watched them dismantle Brock Purdy mentally and physically. I'm like, this is unconscious. This is
we saw how loud. Yeah.
Both quarterbacks have the same amount of interceptions. Checking the stats. Both have eight interceptions. Stafford has a little over 300, and he's got about 313 yards more than passing than Drake May, and he also has 15 more passing touchdowns than Drake
Short
May.
yardage touchdowns. My former co-host of the show, Pat, brought this up that the Patriots like to run the ball on the goal line where the Rams are more prone to pass it.
I don't know, like the stats that I'm looking at, I'm not sure if they're counting playoff stats in this or not, but 46 touchdowns by Stafford is
that's his regular season number.
That's the closest that I've seen a quarterback get to Peyton Manning's in 10 years or so. I think Stafford, based off the stats, the fact that he's got the 15 more touchdowns, I think that's big in his corner at least.
I think at the end of the day, you can't go wrong with whoever wins. You can't be mad that the other didn't win, I guess, because you look at Drake May in his second season, having the season he's had, Stafford doing what he's doing at his age. Like you can't go wrong with either one. It's just a matter of preference of who you want to win. But both quarterbacks definitely, they are well deserving of being in the conversation, and I'm looking forward to see who wins it. I would like Drake May to win it, just because of what he's doing in just his second year. Love Stafford, of course, still slinging it, with the Rams and leading them as far as he's done so far.
Yeah.
We'll have to see, man.
Drake May is currently, he's a top 10 quarterback. He's not 10, but he's top 10.
7 or 8.
Yeah, I agree. I'd give him top 7.
I think Stafford is 6, bordering on catching 5. Because now I think he's ahead of Josh Allen. Josh Allen right now, currently my quarterback rankings, I might almost put him tied with Stafford. Because
how do you feel?
Allen's the reason they lost.
Okay.
Allen's the reason they lost.
Mm-hmm.
You can't as much as we talked about this in the show where I put Hurts, Burrow, and Mahomes ahead of Josh Allen. It's because none of those guys cost their team their season. Mahomes basically was running for his life all season and got banged up. Burrow was gone almost the entire year, and they still almost made it. Lamar, literally, it came down to a quarterback missing a kicker missing a kick. And Jalen Hurts basically had a functioning moron playing Madden and probably 12 beers down, calling the plays, and still put up decent numbers this year. And as much to Nate's dismay, still top 5 quarterback. It's unfortunately the way it happens. But
to my dismay,
I mean, hey.
Stafford is honestly reminding us why he's been this good for this long. Honestly, right now, I drop Burrow out. I put Stafford at 5. I put Hurts at 3. Josh Allen at 4. Stafford 5. I don't put Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is an even worse version of Josh Allen, because at least Josh Allen keeps them in games, but Justin Herbert was abysmal against the Patriots, like horrible.
I think you can make an argument that you're going to put Drake May over Justin Herbert in rankings right now.
Oh, he's right on that. I'm telling you, by next year, the top 5 quarterbacks in the league will go as follows: 1 Mahomes, 2 Lamar, 3 Joe Burrow, 4 I'll give it to Hurts, 5 we're going to go with Drake May, 6 Stafford, 7 Josh Allen.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think
8 Drake May has Herbert, 9 Dak or whoever. Yeah,
one more year like this, and he is easily.
He just needs to learn how to hang on to the ball.
Yeah,
seriously, dude. Like, you have 2 great running backs. You have a good receiving core, good tight ends, and you have a great defense. Just hang on to the ball, brother.
Yeah.
And my God! All right.
With the Rams, Bears, the quickest thing I'll say about it, it was a good game. It was a tough fought defensive battle. That touchdown pass by Caleb Williams to tie up that game.
Oh my God! The guy is just throwing trick shots out there.
That was one of the most terribly amazing thing I've ever seen.
I have a theory. Now, Mahomes got Andy Reid. So this is why I'm going to say this. So take this with a grain of salt. I think Caleb Williams is a more talented version of Mahomes' archetype, but Mahomes got the better coach to start, which is why Mahomes has 3 titles. I think Caleb Williams will win a Super Bowl with the Bears. I think he will, but he's only going to win like 1 because the problem is he's in the NFC where you have the king, Mr. Hurts. You have Stafford. You also have a very good Commanders team who's going to come back. You have the Giants who are coming up. You have the Lions who are going to reload. And then you have the Seahawks, which have the doomsday defense. And the 49ers won't even be that bad next year. So the NFC, everyone's like, oh, the AFC is so good. Yeah, they have elite quarterback talent. But the problem is they have awful defenses. You go to the AFC next year. Let's do AFC quick. Because we're basically not done talking about the playoffs. Let's go down the list of the AFC teams. The Chiefs won't be back until they might make a wild card spot, but they're not going to have Mahomes back till October. At the earliest end of September. So let's say they might have a shot at the wild card or maybe the winning division. The Broncos with Bo Nix. So that's a good team, but I don't really trust Bo Nix to beat me in a shootout. Defense, I do. They have the Chargers. We've talked about Justin Herbert and nauseum, like, great regular season quarterback, terrible in the playoffs. Sounds like Philip Rivers to me, which is more mobile. And then, you won't keep the Raiders down forever. It's a joke. But Lamar will have a new change of scenery with new coordinators. Joe Burrow will be healthy. Then you go down to the South. Trevor Lawrence, let's be honest, that Jaguars team's only going to get better. That team scares the daylights out of me. If I'm an AFC team, I'm terrified to go to Duval.
Yeah. Honestly, you get
them. They're built. That team's going to win a Super Bowl in 2 years. We are going to see a Jacksonville Jaguars Super Bowl in 2 years. I'm telling you right now.
Let's just say you go out and you get like Njoku or Isaiah Likely a tight end, and you get another receiver with Brian Thomas, and that is just and they already got that defense. That is
even talk about the East yet. The best thing I can say is, like, look, the Patriots and the Bills will both be there, and the Jets are going to get better. That's this is the NFL. Like, I'm saying right now, dude,
I hope the Jets get better.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't be that more.
You can only go up from here, Matt.
I mean, that's fair. You can't. I mean, if you got to
get worse,
you want to get worse than if you're gonna get worse than 3-14, that's really probably tough to do, but it's possible. But yeah, no, if you win 5 or 6 games, you got better. But when you were saying about the Bears or the Super Bowl, I completely agree, to be honest with you, because that offense is the real deal. Ben Johnson is the real deal. And the damage that they did without a defense is still impressive to me. I mean, if you give them some secondary help and you give them a little more of a pass rush right there, boom, just focus on the defense this year. Yeah. And that is just an incredibly, scary team to face.
There you go. All right. Any other thoughts today before we do our show Thursday?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I got one after Nate.
Hi, John Harbaugh. Thank you, sir. You have saved my life. I love his press conference today. Shout out to the Titans as well. Robert Saleh going there to be the head coach. Excited for them.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Bob. What up, Bob? Save my boy Cam Ward, please. Like,
he will.
That man does not deserve the fate he's been given.
Yes. I will say, yes. Nate, you go first.
You first, Matt. You first.
All right. Well, to touch on your Titans thing, I think this was a good situation for Saleh. I think this is the best situation for him because I don't think they were going to call him for Baltimore or for Buffalo. Those are 2 teams that are win now kind of teams, and I think they want somebody with a little more of a track record, or maybe they want an inside guy to promote. Or
maybe a guy who coached there before and helped build up their guy. Maybe a certain Brian Daboll.
Maybe.
Dude, listen, if Daboll goes to the Bills tomorrow, that team is instantly better. Like, they're good because he's the only guy who's able to keep Josh Allen semi-efficient. So, but listen, I am putting in my hat in the ring for Jim Bob Cooter to be the OC for the Philadelphia Eagles. That man turned Daniel Jones into an MVP candidate for 3 weeks. I'm okay with it. Listen, It's all West Coast. It's clean. This guy has no ambition of being a head coach because nobody wants to introduce the next football coach of the New York Football Giants or the Buffalo Bills, Jim Bob Cooter. Listen, it's a great name. It's a great coach. His offense works. And you know what? Sirianni knows the guy. Give me Jim Bob Cooter, Eagles offensive coordinator. I want this to happen. Names aside.
Nate, go Urban Dictionary Cooter. Anyways.
Yep.
But no, Robert Saleh, he's going to get that defense in check. One thing he knows how to do, it's to get a defense in check, to get him into being a top unit. He was able to do that with the Jets. He does that whenever he goes back to the Niners. So he's going to have Tennessee's defense playing hard. And he's got the quarterback in place that they drafted in Cam Ward. They just need some weapons on offense. And it all depends. His success is going to rely heavily on whoever he chooses to be his offensive coordinator. That is what I'll say about Saleh. I think he's in a better situation in Tennessee than when he was heavily linked to Arizona. My other point, this is more a national championship game, but it's not. We're not going into details. So I'll spare everybody. But I thought it was really funny how at one point the camera's panning toward Fernando Mendoza and his very heavily Christian religious-based family. And then you had a Bella Danger who, for lack of a better word, since we're probably on belly ups everything, is a retired adult entertainer. And it was just funny, the flip-flop of Christian family, retired adult entertainer. It was just a funny back and forth.
ESPN painting an awful narrative of Miami. I cannot stand it.
I'd rather see her than Taylor Swift, though. I will say that. But two things.
Don't do that.
Two things. One, I looked up what Cooter means. Thanks, Matt. Second, so we know about
now you know why we love his name.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, I feel you, Jared. The jokes will come if y'all hire him as OC.
It's not about the name. The name's a bonus. It's because his offense is actually really good.
But more importantly, the name matters the most. But in all seriousness, we know about Harbaugh to the Giants. We know about Saleh to the Titans and all those things. For those who need a refresher, the Falcons did hire Kevin Stefanski to be their new head coach, as we all know. Well, Baker Mayfield has something to say on his official Twitter. I had to make sure this was legit by him. Someone tweeted that the Falcons' Kevin Stefanski had a dumpster fire at quarterback in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson failed. Mayfield said, "Failed is quite the reach, pal. Still waiting on a text call from him after I got shipped off like a piece of garbage. Can't wait to see you twice a year, coach."
Oh, I didn't even think of that. I didn't think of that. You know, see, I always thought it was Andrew Berry that shipped him off. I don't know if it was also Stefanski, but the fact that he didn't call him, probably, yeah. So
I love when the Browns fans try to defend Stefanski, and I'm like, dude, like the beef between him and Baker is very real. Like, let's not ignore that. Okay, I'm telling you right now, Stefanski is going to have a good offense, and the Falcons will win games. They'll probably win the NFC South next year, but they're going to have 2 losses to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because Baker is going to go ballistic.
Bro, I'm already going to get the higher on his stats.
Besides
the winner of that division, dude, they're going to have 4 teams. Okay, want to talk about crazy division? Every team in that division got better in the offseason. Every team is gonna get better. Yes. The Bucs might lose Mike Evans because honestly, the poor guy just needs to retire. He is the penultimate receiver, but Godwin will be healthy. But now they have Walker. Now they have McMillan back. They have all these guys. Oh yeah, Ibuka. Oh yeah, also Mike Evans if he's still back. Our boy Bucky Irving. Rojo, Rashad White, wrong Bucs for running back. And then you go to the Saints, our boy Chris Lipoff slinging the rock around. That team looks better and better. Kellen Moore's building something. The Panthers with Dave Canales and Bryce Young made the playoffs. Yeah, this entire division got better. The winner might go 8-9 and 8-9 again because they're all going to beat the snot of each other, which is crazy.
I'm still out on Michael Penis, but Penix. Sorry. Hey,
I think he's a great quarterback. I think his biggest problem is they need to build an offense where he doesn't have to play hero ball. He is a long distance sharpshooter. That is his game. He is accurate and he has a cannon. Give him 4-step drops. Let him throw into tight windows. Let him extend the pocket. Give him a good running game, which Kevin Stefanski will do because the only time his offense was good was when Nick Chubb was running. So there you go. There's your answer. Oh. Just no more internal hires, Philly, please, for the love of God. Never works. 3 times it's failed.
I read a theory, maybe it is, like Mike McCarthy's linked to the Steelers too, which I don't really the Steelers have had 3 head coaches since like 1969 or whatever it is. I think they're going to go younger. Like, I don't know if they're going to go Brian Flores only because of the whole lawsuit thing. I don't know if that's going to stray away owners. But I feel like they're going to wind up going with another young guy. Usually they go defensive-minded guy. That's why my thoughts, you had Jesse Minter, Chris Shula. Maybe they go young offensively with Clint Kubiak. They're waiting for some more teams to get eliminated. I have heard Mike McCarthy. I think Mike McCarthy would be fun to have in Buffalo because offensive-minded guy, Josh Allen, I think that's a scary team as well. Like, I mean, he how many times I see him win 12 games the Cowboys, but it's also the Cowboys, Sherry Jones, and everything like that. So not surprised there wasn't success really in the playoffs, but I think that would be crazy in Buffalo too. But we'll see what happens. There's still it's so hard to keep track. There's like 7 teams that still need coaches, I think.
Yeah,
I think
we're gonna hear a lot of these next couple of days where everyone's going. We're not gonna. I guarantee we'll finally know all this probably week after the Super Bowl. We'll finally have every coaching vacancy filled. I'm very curious what the Raiders do. They're the other team I could see like making an interesting poll.
What are we waiting for? Steelers, Ravens, Bills, Raiders, and somebody? No? Arizona, Raiders, Steelers, Bills, Ravens. It's 5.
Yeah.
We've already filled the Titans, Falcons, and Giants.
Yes, sir. All I'm going to say is, bro.
Browns.
The Browns job is bad when Mike McDaniel pulled out of the head coaching search today.
Yeah.
For them or in general?
In general.
In terms of the Browns itself. He said nah. So he doesn't want to.
Yeah, well,
the fact that he might do a coordinator job over that's hilarious.
Yes. Hey, I would
him and Rob Saleh in Tennessee.
I'd rather coach anywhere else but Cleveland. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right, boys. It's time to wrap it up. We'll be back Thursday, Korner with pregame. So, by the way, the standings, I'm right on Matt's tail still, man.
Yes, sir. I'm out of the race.
We might have to go to like prop bets or total wins to break this tie.
I'm telling you, I think it's going to be one of those things where I think I'm going to go Broncos, you're going to go Patriots, and we could wind up tied at the Super Bowl, and you're obviously going to go Patriots if that's the case. So, we'll this could be a showdown in the Super Bowl to find out who's getting the jersey.
And I get bonus points, right?
No bonus points, Nate.
Why? They show my girl on TV.
Stop it.
Famous. Man.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you coming by. Shout out our sponsors. Righteous Felon, promo code BELLYUP for 15% off. Cannabis.com, promo code BELLYUP20 for 20% off. Just placed an order today or Friday. And our friends over at SeatGeek, promo code BELLYUP Sports with $20 off your first initial purchase at checkout. Some restrictions may apply. Have a good rest of your week. We'll see you Thursday. No idea who we're bringing on for guests yet. We'll have a good time either way, and we'll be picking championship games. So there you go. Peace.